Monaco is the kind of place where luxury does not need an introduction because the moment you enter its world, the atmosphere tells the story for you. Along the elegant streets of Monte-Carlo, the Mediterranean glows beneath the sunlight. Magnificent architecture rises around every corner, and extraordinary automobiles move through the city with a level of presence that instantly captures attention. Here, an arrival can feel like a cinematic moment without anyone needing to create it. A woman steps from an incredible supercar outside one of Monaco's most prestigious destinations. The city continues moving around her, and for a few seconds the entire environment seems perfectly composed. The vehicle reflects the surrounding lights, the road curves toward the coastline, and the atmosphere carries that unmistakable feeling of exclusivity that has made Monaco one of the world's most recognizable symbols of wealth, elegance, and extraordinary living. This is a world where success can be seen in motion, where personal style meets automotive design, and where the journey itself can become part of the luxury experience. Imagine the late afternoon beginning to turn golden as a beautifully sculpted supercar moves through Monte-Carlo, its presence immediately noticeable even among the already impressive surroundings. The driver remains calm and confident as the vehicle glides through the streets, passing elegant buildings and luxury destinations, while the Mediterranean appears between the architecture in the distance. There is no need for unnecessary drama because Monaco naturally creates it. The combination of the automobile, the driver, the city, and the coastline produces a scene that feels almost unreal. Yet, this is simply another day in one of the most exclusive destinations on the planet. What makes these arrivals so fascinating is not simply the value of the vehicles or the wealth associated with them, but the way everything comes together as one continuous experience. The design of the automobile becomes part of the architecture, the movement of the vehicle becomes part of the rhythm of the city, and the woman behind the wheel becomes part of the story. She may be arriving for an evening event, meeting friends, heading toward an exclusive dinner, or simply enjoying the freedom of driving through one of the most beautiful urban environments in the world. Whatever the destination, the journey has already become memorable. The sound of the engine moves between the buildings, the vehicle slows as it approaches its destination, and the moment arrives when the door opens and she steps onto the pavement with effortless confidence. There is something powerful about that moment because it represents much more than a simple exit from a car. It represents independence, achievement, taste, and the freedom to choose an extraordinary lifestyle. In Monaco, that freedom is visible everywhere. It can be seen in the people walking through Monte-Carlo, in the elegant destinations surrounding the streets, in the architecture overlooking the Mediterranean, and especially in the automobiles that move through the city. Every vehicle tells a different story. Some are designed to be dramatic and impossible to ignore, while others communicate sophistication through subtle details and refined proportions. Some represent the highest levels of performance, while others focus on comfort and exclusivity. Yet when they appear on Monaco's streets, they all become part of the same luxurious atmosphere. The city has an extraordinary ability to make even the rarest automobile feel completely at home. A machine that would attract enormous attention almost anywhere else can become another remarkable sight in Monte-Carlo, and that is part of the magic. The streets are compact, but the concentration of wealth, design, hospitality, and automotive culture makes every drive feel like entering another world. A woman behind the wheel can move from one part of the city to another in only a short amount of time, yet the experience can feel like a journey through an entire luxury universe. One moment she is surrounded by elegant architecture, the next the coastline opens into view, and then the road curves through another part of the city where the atmosphere changes again. This constant transformation makes Monaco perfect for a lifestyle built around movement and experience. A supercar is not simply used to reach a destination, it becomes part of the experience of being there. The driver feels the response of the machine beneath her, hears the engine come alive, watches the city move around her, and enjoys the freedom of choosing where the road leads next. That feeling of freedom is one of the most powerful elements of the billionaire lifestyle. Wealth can provide access to extraordinary objects, but its deeper appeal often comes from the ability to control time and experience. The ability to decide when to leave, where to go, what to drive, where to stay, and how to spend an evening creates a level of personal freedom that is difficult to imagine from the outside. Monaco provides the perfect environment for that philosophy because the city itself feels designed around beautiful experiences. The roads are dramatic, the coastline is spectacular, the architecture is sophisticated, and the atmosphere constantly changes with the light. During the afternoon, the city can feel bright, energetic, and relaxed, with the Mediterranean reflecting sunlight into the streets and the vehicles appearing almost sculptural against the surroundings. As the sun begins to lower, everything changes. The buildings take on warmer tones, reflections become more dramatic, and the automobiles begin catching the final rays of daylight. A woman approaches her vehicle after spending time inside one of the city's elegant destinations, opens the door, settles into the driver's seat, and prepares to continue her evening. The engine starts, and suddenly the entire mood changes. The sound travels through the surrounding streets, but the driver remains completely composed. She moves forward, and the vehicle becomes part of the flow of Monte-Carlo. There is something mesmerizing about watching a supercar move slowly through a city because its true performance remains hidden beneath the surface. The machine may be capable of extraordinary speed, but in Monaco, it does not need to demonstrate that ability to create an impression. Its design, presence, and sound are enough. The same principle applies to the lifestyle surrounding it. True luxury does not always need to be loud. Sometimes the most powerful expression of wealth is the ability to remain calm while surrounded by extraordinary things. A woman stepping from a remarkable automobile does not necessarily need to look around to see who is watching. She already knows where she is going, and that confidence creates its own form of elegance. The city becomes the background, the automobile becomes an extension of her personality, and the moment becomes a visual representation of success. This is why Monaco's luxury culture is so fascinating. It is not simply a collection of expensive objects placed in one location. It is a complete environment where luxury, design, performance, travel, hospitality, and personal style interact naturally. The experience is continuous. A morning drive can lead into an afternoon surrounded by beautiful architecture and coastal views, and the evening can transition into a completely different atmosphere as the city lights begin illuminating the streets. As darkness settles over Monte-Carlo, the roads become even more cinematic. Headlights sweep across the pavement, illuminated buildings reflect in polished surfaces, and luxury destinations begin glowing against the night. This is when another kind of arrival begins. A vehicle approaches through the darkness, its lights becoming visible before its full shape emerges. The engine note grows clearer as it gets closer, and the vehicle slowly enters the illuminated area. The driver brings it to a smooth stop, opens the door, and steps out. For a few seconds, the entire scene feels suspended between movement and stillness. The car remains beneath the lights while she walks toward the entrance, and the city continues around her as though nothing unusual has happened. Yet, for anyone watching, the moment is unforgettable. That is the power of Monaco. It can turn something as simple as arriving somewhere into an experience that feels worthy of a film. The city does not need artificial scenery because it already has everything required. The Mediterranean creates the horizon, the architecture provides the structure, the roads create movement, and the people provide the personality. The automobile completes the composition. A beautifully designed supercar parked outside an elegant building is not merely a vehicle waiting for its driver. It becomes part of the visual identity of the location. Its curves reflect the lights, its proportions contrast with the surrounding architecture, and its presence communicates something about the person who chose it. That personal connection is especially interesting when the driver is a woman who clearly enjoys being behind the wheel. For years, supercar culture was often presented as a world dominated by men, but the modern luxury landscape has become much broader. Women are increasingly visible as collectors, entrepreneurs, executives, influencers, designers, investors, and enthusiasts. And their relationship with performance automobiles brings a different energy to the scene. The woman behind the wheel is not simply accompanying a luxury lifestyle. She can be creating it, shaping it, and enjoying it on her own terms. Her automobile becomes part of her identity, and her arrival becomes an expression of confidence rather than simply an exhibition of wealth. That distinction makes these moments so compelling. The real story is not the object by itself,